Imagine a group of public figures participating in a show together. During the competition, some have lost a round and are waiting on the sidelines, while others are waiting because it isn't their turn yet. When it comes to her team, as she sings, some people on the sidelines naturally feel comfortable and freely dance along, while others sarcastically sneer, "Wow, sis, you dance so well." The moment the bodies of certain individuals see and hear this sarcasm, they instinctively reject it, distance themselves, ignore it, look away, and pay no attention. Others find her singing deeply comforting, warming their hearts. Regarding the sarcasm of those few, because their own energy is comfortable and moving upward, they completely ignore it and don't even notice those below them, because they refuse to drop down, refuse to let their buzz be killed, and refuse to accept any violation. When she finishes singing and fails to reach the target score, she goes to a judge to plead her case. Because the others are in a competitive relationship with her, they walk over to stop her, saying, "What are you doing?" But they aren't angry. They know she has no malice and isn't difficult to deal with, their bodies simply move instinctively and easily to stop her, and they easily succeed. For their bodies, observing and interacting with her is just what they do to survive, and they recognize that she is a good person. Their bodies feel comfortable and able to breathe when interacting with her. This is the kind of person the body truly desires to approach. This is them competing with her. They have their own sense of self, their own stance, their own emotions, and their own judgment. They and she are two entirely separate individuals. She is the way she is. Yet, some people get angry at her behavior. This is what happens when someone cannot self-regulate and fails to take action to establish their own boundaries. Outwardly, it manifests as a desire for control, a control over others, emotional instability, flipping out faster than turning a page. It is a total lack of boundaries, a violation of other people's boundaries. However, some of these people are inherently good, they are simply angry because they feel her actions hurt their own interests. But others are toxic. They are driven by envy and a desire to crush her. It's not that her behavior harms them, but rather that they possess an inherent urge to harm and control her. This is true control, true violation, and the exploitation of other spiritual and material resources just to make themselves feel good and sustain their own existence. The former group gets angry because they feel she hurt them, meaning they view themselves as completely helpless and at the mercy of others. The latter group physically closes in to crush her, controlling her autonomy, her judgment, her voice, her choices, and her right to feel good about herself. If she wants to truly be alive and survive, she must walk away, distance herself, reject, dislike, feel repulsed by, and detest those who are unfriendly and seek to violate and crush her. She must go to people and environments that are friendly to her, where she can breathe and live, instead of letting her body shrink and wither, dying a spiritual death on behalf of those who violate her, or letting her physical contraction hijack her mind into a spiral of self-doubt and self-blame. She feels repulsion and aversion whenever that person or that event is mentioned or remembered, but she does not spend her energy thinking about how repulsive the faces of those who violated, offended, bullied, and harmed her actually are. Note: she must simply detest them, rather than dwelling on how disgusting they are. She is alive, she acts, she has her own judgment. Her way of living is to view them with raw aversion, and in doing so, she stays alive. Her attention remains firmly on herself, her power is here, her capacity to act is here, rather than being scattered on others or the external world. A living creature acts and does things in the physical world, it does not remain dead, trapped purely in thought. Only when she holds her own judgment is she truly alive, and she must take action. I feel aversion, so I leave, and I drive them away. If she constantly dwells on how disgusting and detestable they are, what is she actually doing? She is merely engaging in a brain-bound counterattack. She is accepting their violation and their toxic projections, forcing her own body to suffer on their behalf. If she does that, she won't be able to do anything else. Moving forward and striving upward is what she is supposed to do, what her body truly wants to do. The body's instinct is survival. It is to be able to breathe, to do what is comfortable and worthwhile, and to focus on good people, strong individuals, and positive things. This is what brings comfort, allows for upward movement, a better life, and a greater chance of survival. In other words, because she is alive, she has her own instinct to act, her own views, her own emotional experiences, her own sense of self, and therefore, her own boundaries. To everyone who has ever been targeted by the sarcasm of fake friends, colleagues, or relatives in daily life, may you refuse to drop down, and refuse to let your buzz be killed. Hold on to your own actions, your own emotions, and your own judgment. Stand firm in your boundaries, cast the garbage out of your space, and refuse to go to hell with them. For more content on these topics, please follow my account and stay tuned for future videos.